when I arrived in New York from the South, and I was at PS 25 in Brooklyn. And I went to the bathroom there, and the guy walked in the bathroom and pulled a zip gun on me. And so he said, "Give me your money." I looked at him like he was crazy. Melvin, what's his name? Melvin Facer. I looked at him and he was crazy. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Give me your money." I looked at what he had in his hand. He said, "This is a gun. You want me to show you?" I just showed it. He showed me the barrel, showed me the bullet. They had rubber bands, all this shit on them. And I said, "Okay." I gave my M&M candy and what little money I had.
Welcome to Brooklyn.
Welcome to Brooklyn. And then I attended, so it was just temporary because I was supposed to go to junior high school. So about a month later, junior high school 258 was built over there on Reed Avenue, right down the block from where Spike Lee did Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
So my brother and I were students there. My best friend was Philip Banks the second. Philip Banks the third was the chief of police, right, in New York. My best friend was Philip Banks the second, his father. And we were, say we were about 12 or 13 years old. And we was hanging out together. We had our little crew, about 5 of us. And so one day, I was only attending the school for about 6 months. One day I left school, and my brother was running, and a whole about 6 or 8 guys behind him. He was haul-assing down Vanderbilt Street. And come to find out, at one point we lived on DeKalb around Sumner. That was the Tiny Tim gang area. Later on they became the Buccaneers and really crazy. And so we moved to where my dad was at, over there in Lexington, Thompson Growing. That was the Chaplain's neighborhood. Well, somebody found out that we moved out of the Tiny Tim's area, the Jolly Stompers area, to the Chaplain's area. And they said, "Well, we got to be chaplains." And the rumor was that if you come back to school next term, we're going to ice you. Okay? So therefore, we changed. Well, my brother was another world altogether. So he went to Greenwich Village, and that was the end of him. And that's another story. And so, but I remained in Bed-Stuy. And one day I left the house and I walked around Thompson Park. And a guy approached me and said, "What's your name, buddy?" I said, "John Thompson." "My name is William Bill." They called me Wild Bill. All of this area I run. You my right hand. That was it.
So he just picked you.
He just picked me.
Wow.
I met his brother first, and then the brother would start hanging out with me, and then he introduced me to, and then from that point on, then he told me, "My brother's not here now, you, my partner." And until I turned adult, he watched me and made sure nobody messed with me. I had one dude from one of the club members, he was a pain in the ass. Alfonso, I'll never forget him, tall, straight hair, looked like an Indian. He was messing with me all the time. I told Bill one day, "Bill, you know what? I'm going to stab his over again." I hit him with a damn bat. Bill said, "Don't worry about it. I'll straighten it out. It's going to be a little dark. I'll straighten it out." He told Alfonso, "Leave him alone." We all got stuck in a car in Amityville, Long Island. We broke down. Our brother club was in Amityville, Long Island. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. And we was out there on Benjo Road, and the damn car broke down. There was a Catholic church, and they had trees, apple trees. We went over there. We went over the fence and got us some food back that tree. I never forget that. That's what Bill told Fonzie. "They leave, I'm going to tell you one more time." He was there, like called him the war council. He was a fighter. Challenged anybody in Brooklyn. Short, bow-legged. And he had 2 ways of fighting. Hit you one time in the face and flip you. all over. All of Brooklyn was afraid of him. And I was his right-hand man. I know we went down to Fort Greene Project one time. Well, Fort Greene, see, you had, the chaplain was all over, most of West Side, Sumner Avenue. We had to have borderline for everybody. But yes, Sumner Avenue to Franklin Avenue. Franklin Avenue, El Cuento, the other side. Then you had from Flushing, which included the Marshall Project, to Fulton Street. He had another brother called Bubba Mack. He had his own little territory too. We were all in the same.
I was born in Fort Greene.
You were born in Fort Greene?
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, before you were born now, you had Thule run the whole area. All of Fort Greene run by Thule. Okay? And I never forget one time I was in Coney Island, I think doing a week before Easter, Easter Sunday, the gang would meet in Coney Island, all dressed up like reverends or something. But Thule was out there around the cyclone, and one group of gang, about 30 of them, slapped them.
That reminds me of the Warriors movie.
Okay, but let me finish now. They slapped Thule. So, it was me. I went back. I told Bill about what happened down there. And what happened, Thule and all of them, they called statewide meeting at Coney Island. They must have had 200 to 300 members of all the clubs that were friendly to the chapel. And they met at the cycle. I was there, 300 some people now, 300. And they just took over Coney Island. Got on the train, I never forget it. We got on the train and around 15th Street or something like that. But they started shooting out the damn window, man. I was about 14 years old. I said, what the hell? The police stopped the train at the station. I jumped over that damn turnstile. That was when I returned to school, high school, I told everybody, look, I'm finished with this shit. I'm about 16 years old. I said, I'm finished with this shit. I'm going to jail. And from that point on, man, I changed my whole life around. So that one day after I graduated, and I went to a little party, right, over there on, I forgot what street. Anyway, when I left the party, walking outside, and a whole about 10 guys stopped me. Said, man, you are a champ. You gay. I said, what are you talking about, man? And they surrounded me, man. I noticed one of them, his name was Robert Taylor. And I said, hey, Taylor, man, tell these guys that I'm not in no gang. But Taylor and I was about 12 years old together. And he hesitated. I said, Taylor, tell them. And they were getting ready to ice me. And at the last minute, Taylor said, no, man, he's all right. I left. I think when I got to the corner, I must have ran the last part. I was so shaken up, man. And that next week, I joined the Air Force. Check this out now. So I got on the train. I walked up, got on the train. I left in the notion. And the Jive 5 was on the train. Remember the Jive 5? They made a record what time it is. I said, hey, John, what's going on, man? They said, we're going to cut a new record, right? And I think it was what time it is. And we talked briefly. I said, I'm going to join the Air Force. And that's the last time I saw KC. As a matter of fact, we shared. We lived in I had a hall room in the building where I later on owned the club in Brooklyn. And he stayed one in the hall, and he was from the Marcy chapel. I was the talking about. They always wanted us to clash. We never did.